The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Seeing the crowds, Jesus went up the hill. There he sat down and was joined by his disciples. Then he began to speak. This is what he taught them. How happy are the poor in spirit! Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Happy the gentle! They shall have the earth for their heritage. Happy those who mourn, they shall be converted. Happy those who hunger and thirst for what is right, they shall be satisfied. Happy the merciful, they shall have mercy shown them. Happy the pure in heart, they shall see God. Happy the peacemakers, they shall be called sons of God. Happy those who are persecuted in the cause of right, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Happy are you when people abuse you and persecute you and speak all kinds of calumny against you on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Today's Gospel presents us with the well-known Beatitudes, also known as, any idea? The Sermon on what? On the Mount. Great. These beautiful promises and blessings are the foundation of Christian teaching. The foundation of Christian teaching on humility, on justice, on compassion, and on love. And the other two readings, first reading and second reading, also convey the same message. The first reading, the prophet Zephaniah, shows that humility, truth, and justice will prevail. Similarly, St. Paul in the second reading shows that humility, those who are weak, poor, and marginalized, we got favor from God. So God favors the weak, the poor, and marginalized. The late Pope Francis said that the Beatitudes provide the identity card, the IC for Christians, because these Beatitudes outline the face of Jesus' lifestyle, or Jesus' style of living. In other words, the Beatitudes shows us the way we should live our life, the way we value things or value that we should adopt in our life. In the Beatitudes, Jesus tells us who is truly blessed. And Jesus says it's not the rich or powerful. It is those who are gentle, those who show mercy to their brothers and sisters, and those who are suffering from doing what is right. True wealth does not lie in material possessions, but in humility and deep connection with God. And Jesus also teaches us to be merciful towards others, to be merciful towards others. By extending our forgiveness and compassion to our brothers and sisters, those who hurt us, we will experience God's presence in our daily lives. But you might tell me, how to experience God's presence to someone that hurt me? How to experience God's presence in my life if I still harbor unforgiveness towards my parents, towards my spouses, towards my friends? How? In today's gospel as well, Jesus calls us to be peacemakers, not troublemakers, huh? Peacemakers. Who likes to be troublemakers here? No one, huh? Everybody likes to be peacemaker. So by bringing peace to others, we are continuing Jesus' mission. And that is our call. Another question arises, what does Jesus mean by teaching us these Beatitudes? How can the poor and the hungry be happy? Are you happy when you're hungry? You will scold me then, right? When you're hungry. It sounds weird, right? You must be happy when you're hungry. As clarified in the gospel, this is not only the state of material poverty, but rather an attitude of the Spirit. An attitude of the Spirit. We know that the poor are those who have no support or security in life except in God Himself. They are those, despite their challenges or tribulations in life, continue to put their total trust in God. They continue to put their total trust in God. In other words, anyone, whether financially poor or not, can be poor in spirit if they recognize that their life ultimately depends on God's mercy. It stresses your humility. Okay, your humility. We have to be humble and acknowledge our total dependence on God's mercy and kindness. That's why Jesus said, happy those who are poor in spirit. If you are rich in spirit, you rely on your own power and your own strength, not in God's strength. In the first reading, we see that God saves a small group of people who are seeking His mercy. So today we are encouraged to be humble, to seek God's mercy and strength in our life. Because by doing so, we are depending on God's power rather on our own strength. And St. Paul in the second reading tells the Corinthians that God chooses the weak for a purpose. And God chooses you and I for a purpose. He makes us His instruments to bring good news to others, to the whole world. My dear friends, today's reading, especially the Beatitudes from the Gospel, reminds us of our vocation as Christians. Through the proclamation of the Beatitudes, we are called to depend on God's mercy, to treat others with humility and kindness of God, and of course, live our life with integrity before the Lord. And if we act in the manner described in the Beatitudes, we will find our reward with God. This is our reward. Jesus said in the Gospel, rejoice and be glad, for your reward be great in heaven.